Okay, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Phil. I'm the Ordinary Watch Guy. I'm very ordinary, but the watches are always special. So last week I did a video about the underrated watch brands from 2025. This is going to be a bit more random because I really want to build up to the adventure that I'm going to be having next week, because I'm going off on one of my little quests, and this time it's to the capital city of Germany, Berlin. So I've got a whole new video sponsor for this series that I'll be bringing back, and this is a whole new thing for me, and I'm very excited about that too. So I'll be delighted to unveil that. And one of the things that was probably conspicuous in my last video was that I didn't shout out any of my favorite Glashutte brands, and it's not at all that I think that they're not underrated, or, you know, that they're not a neglected aspect of watch consumption, because I don't hear enough about them at all. Certainly in the UK, these brands are whisper quiet, and I imagine that outside of Glashutte, Original or Zona, they're usually quite unheard of. But I think that's more to do with distribution and availability rather than quality or price. I want to tell you a little bit about my favorites, about three of my favorites from Glashutte, and then I'm going to take a minute to tell you about an extraordinary situation that I'm going to be helping one of the channel subscribers in the US out with, because he's desperate to get his hands on a particular piece from Union Glashutte. Just watch till the end and you'll see what we're going to do. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so I've loved German watches for a long time, and you're going to have to forgive me over the next couple of weeks as I bombard you with that. You'll possibly have seen my previous videos about my visit to Glashutte in Saxony, and if you haven't, check out the links, because I had a lot of fun making that content, and it was quite an incredible experience to go out there. The three brands that I want to shout out in this video, though, are Muhle Glashutte, Tutima, and Union Glashutte. And I want to start by talking about Muhle. Okay, Muhle Glashutte are an amazing brand. A common thing for the Glashutte brands is that they have historical roots that go all the way back to Adolf Lange and the work that he did in the mid-19th century to make Glashutte what it is, a town built upon watchmaking of the highest caliber, with shared standards and shared expectations. Robert Muhle, who started this watch house, came from a background actually in precision measuring instruments that were used by the watch industry. And the company evolved through making speedometers and tacos, and not tacos like Mexican tacos, like tacos, and onboard instruments for ships and the automotive industry. The conclusion of the Second World War saw Dresden and Glashutte fall behind the Iron Curtain. Watchmaking was amalgamated into the Glashutte Uhrenbetriebe, or GUB. Muhle ceased operating for several decades as a consequence of those cheeky communists. In 1994, a direct descendant of Robert Muhle, Hans-Jürgen Muhle, re-established the company, once again focusing primarily on nautical instrumentation and marine chronometers, and not tacos. Today then, Muhle Glashutte is one of the most respected makers of watches that focus on basically being genuine tools, you know, for seagoing purposes. And they have a combination of some conservative and very orthodox dive watches, but they also experiment with bold color combinations, and they're loaded with complications like plenty of water resistance, navigational instrumentation, moon phase complications, which are obviously very useful for sailors. And they have a number of GMT offers. The TerraSport Chrono and the TerraSport 2 are two incredible Flieger watches also, and the TerraSport 2 is a particular bargain, available with either black or cream dial configuration. The next brand I want to look at is Tutima, and Tutima dates back to the early 1920s. The name Tutima is derived from the Latin word tutus, which means safe or secure. And they were founded as part of a post-First World War drive to revive German watchmaking and the economy of Glashutte in that post-war environment. Hey, I'm going to cut in here just for about 20 seconds to let you know that most of my viewers haven't clicked subscribe yet. And honestly, I don't know what I'd do if you all clicked the like button. In fact, just do it. I mean, even if you don't like the video, just click it. Just let's see what happens and how the algorithm would react to that. I mean, definitely click like, but don't forget to subscribe. Okay, back to the video. They developed a strong reputation from then until the end of the Second World War, and they're another tool watch maker. And after the hiatus of communism and the GUB period, Tutima returned in the 1990s and all of the optimism of German reunification. They have a slightly dressier line in the Sky range, and these watches evoke the style of the 1970s, commonly available on a Milanese bracelet with a range of colourful dials. They have a Valjoux 7750 base chronograph in this range too, and it's pretty gorgeous, particularly in the sunburst copper dial. But if I was really going to point someone in the direction of Tutima, it would be because probably somebody had asked me about where to get an incredible German Flieger watch. My personal pick is the automatic 610 5-01 Flieger. I love the red accents and the fact that that's also echoed and stitched into the leather strap. This is a classic Flieger and it's so authentic. The 6105-03 is the sister model, and it's also gorgeous. At less than £1,400, these watches are giving exceptional value with the most incredible levels of quality. Union Glashutte. Okay, guys, I've left these guys to last for a reason. I visited this watchmaker back in May, and they were really amazing to me, very generous, very kind. There is a huge feeling of kind of family around this company, and they have a huge amount of dedication to quality and delivering exceptional timepieces. This is where I first saw my Union Glashutte Belisar chronograph, the limited edition called the Silvretta Classic 2025, which I'm wearing at the moment. I really got drawn into this piece. I saw them, hand assembling this, and it looked amazing. Handling their watches was incredibly convincing, and I knew that I loved the Belisar as a model. It's built on an adapted, modified Valjoux 7753, which is modified by Union in significant ways. That includes the use of a silicon balance spring for additional anti-magnetism. It has 65 hours of power reserve, and it just hits differently with the color scheme on the dial. It comes with the stainless steel bracelet, the calfskin strap, and the military style single pass fabric strap, which is striped. Now, I made a video all about this watch. You can follow the link to check that one out, link above. But one of my subscribers really took a shine to this model, only to find that retailers in Germany are really quite reluctant now to ship to the US due to the huge tariffs and charges being levied by the government and the really complicated shipping arrangements and landing costs. So Joe reached out to me and said, "Hey Phil, can you help me get my hands on this watch. So we hatched a plan, and it's like a heist. I'm going to go and find this watch for him in Berlin. I'm going to track this watch down. It's not easy because they've only made 200 of this watch. It's a limited edition, and it's been on the market since May, and they've been quite popular. So I'm going to find this watch. We're going to buy it, and I'm going to FedEx it back to the United States for Joe, and then he can take care of the importation costs and whatever via FedEx, and he'll get his dream watch. So that's going to be one of the reasons why you need to catch up with me next week to see how I've got along with this mission in Berlin. I'm going to be out there from Tuesday to Friday, and if you're out there and you want to say hi, give me a shout in the comments. I'd love to come and shake you by the hand. Okay, guys, it's been great fun. So hit me up if you own one of these watches, if you're chasing one, or if you've got some experience with them. I own a Union Glashutte, but I'd love to hear from other owners of anything that comes out of that region, really. Let me know what your experience has been and what you think. I'm super grateful for you watching my content, and I'd be even more grateful to have you click that like button and hit subscribe to stay in touch with my newest videos. I'm off to Germany on Tuesday, but I'll see you when I get back next week. Until then, stay safe, enjoy your watches, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.